So welcome back to Orkney, and this is a first for me. I have to review here and up for sale on my website a Hyundai, don't quite know how you say it, lots of different versions, Hyundai Ioniq, the 28 kilowatt hour. So let's go and check it out. So far I've been very impressed with this car. 28 kilowatt hour, love it in this blue. It's done 43,000 miles. It's due its next service, which I'll get done next week at our Hevra garage. And it's the 28 kilowatt hour Ioniq. Now this is one of the most efficient EVs on the road today. And we'll do a bit of a test drive in a minute and I'll explain why. I've never been quite sold on the looks. Looks a bit 70s or 80s, but it's all very aerodynamic. The back looks a bit like, dare I say it, a Prius with a split screen, but it works really well. Got reversing camera, lots of kit. This is the SE spec. Also came with a really nice boot liner, so my dog can jump in and out there without any bother. Lots of storage underneath, both cables, granny cable, type 2 cable, and just little things that are nice. Look at this. Sort of a dampened load cover, I like that. Lots of nice little touches, and everything, I have to say, feels quality. Electric windows all round. Being the SE spec, you get leather in the back. A little armrest with the obligatory cup holder. 3 headrests, Isofix, proper Hyundai mats in all 4 footwells. I've got my seat right back. Now I'm 6'4", as you probably know. And for the first time ever, if this seat, which is electronically adjusted, goes all the way back, I can't reach the pedals. Now that, for me, being 6'4", is a first. I've actually had to move the seat forward. So I'm very impressed with the seats. It's also got memory seats, which would be great for my wife Ursula, who's 5'3", 4. So yeah, it's always a bit of a battle with us. I have the seat down and back, and she has the seat up and forwards. So with electronic memory adjustment, that will be really handy. Lots of kit. You've got keyless entry, and it also detects when you walk up to the car as well. I'm yet to read the manual, I'll be honest. I'm like every other bloke. I'm just finding out as we go. So everything is very well screwed together. I've read a lot about these, but to be honest, I think this is head and shoulders above Nissan's Leaf. I really do, in the fit and finish. Anyway, let's start it. Start button's in the same place as the Leaf. I do like a nice jingle. So I'm going to get it serviced next week. Charged it up this morning, charged it up really quickly. Charged at a genuine 7 kilowatts. So it's up to 147 miles on the gasometer, but by all accounts, the gasometer in this is very accurate. And I did mention earlier when I did a video on YouTube about me picking this up this morning. Just looking at the average miles per kilowatt hour, look at this, 5.9, 5.1, 6.7. That is just phenomenal. And after driving this just, I don't know, 15-20 miles today, it's very efficient. We've got the old flappy paddles here, which will change when we actually get moving. Let's see if I can show you. Just move forward slightly. Yeah, see that little blue box there? You can change it to regen level 0, and basically the car will just drift along really easily and doesn't appear to lose any speed. So it's extremely efficient due to its slippery shape. Lots of features on the SE model I'm yet to discover. Climate control, Bluetooth phone, heated and ventilated seats. That's a first for me. Heated steering wheel, auto hold, different drive modes. That was quite funny. You get sport, where everything turns a bit sort of orangey. and eco mode, and then normal mode. So I've been driving in eco mode. And for those that drive EVs, everything's very familiar. We've got power points everywhere. We've got a 12-volt power point in there, 2 in the front, USB, auxiliary, wireless phone charger, absolutely brilliant. And a nice place to sort of rest your hand here and to select reverse, get the rear camera, obviously park, neutral and drive. So yeah, that's it's a little bit easier than perhaps the toggle that we're used to on most EVs. So all the books and all the manuals are here. I say it's also going to go in for its next service, and it was registered the 17th of March 2018, and it's the SE spec. So yeah, there we go. I'm still discovering everything that it does. I've even got some vents in the back as well, but it's very, very impressive. Anyway, less of me talking and rabbiting on. Let's go for a test drive, and then I can explain some more features that I found out so far. If you know different, if I've missed some things out, mention it in the old comment section below. Okay, so let's go for a drive. The car is on. I'll press D for drive. Take my foot off the brake, a bit of creep, and squeeze the throttle, and away we go. We've got a button here called VESS, which is basically, yes, an artificial noise outside, like a pedestrian warning system, and that can be turned off. Unusually, I'm having to wait for traffic. There's a first. There we go. Right. Auto locks. I've not yet gone through the manual, but it's very, very smooth. Now, this regen braking. So you've got regeneration level 3 on the paddle here on the left. Now pull the one on the right to regen level 2, regen level 1, and then regen level 0. Now I've taken my foot off the throttle. We don't lose any speed. It is quite remarkable. This just drifts along. Now if I was in a Leaf in neutral, I think we would slow down pretty quick. What Hyundai have done, I have no idea, but because there seems to be very limited mechanical drag, as in the drive shafts, the single reduction gearbox, and obviously the motor, it just seems to go on a waft of energy, which is why, as in the previous history, we saw 6 miles per kilowatt hour. Now if you're new to EVs, the average miles per kilowatt hour in a Nissan Leaf is around 3.5 to 4 miles per kilowatt hour if you're really careful. But for this to be seeing 6 miles per kilowatt hour just makes you realise how efficient this actually is. Now I'll put a link in the top, but in the description, and also in the top of the screen, of when I raced my newly purchased 40 kilowatt hour Leaf back in March 2018, and I raced against James in a 30 kilowatt hour Leaf and another James who was in a 28 kilowatt hour Hyundai Ioniq, same model as this. And well, check out the story because it's quite interesting, so click the link above. Now I understand what everyone goes on about with these Ioniqs. I say I've only picked it up this morning, but I think you've got more kit on this, more equipment than the Leaf. It's better screwed together than the Leaf, and although it's got a smaller battery than the Leaf, it's more efficient. So the range in this is exactly the same range in a 40 kilowatt hour Leaf. And all importantly, this has got thermal management on the battery, which the Nissan Leaf does not. So when you're doing repeated rapid charges with a CCS rapid charger on a charger that can put out up to 100 kilowatts, this will actually suck and draw around, or so I've read, 69 kilowatts. That's what this onboard charger can pull. You don't get that in a Leaf. You get 50 if you're lucky. I'm just pulling the paddles. I'm not touching the brake because I'm going to turn down here towards Tingwall. And now I'm going to pull the flappy paddles back up to 0. I haven't touched the brake and I haven't touched the throttle, but I was able to get around that right hand bend junction and going down a hill. Still haven't used the accelerator. This is something else. I'm really impressed. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of this hill. Still haven't touched the throttle. It's saying on average I'm doing 4.8, but the actual meter is way over towards the 8. So I want to slow down. I'm not going to use the brake. So I'm going to pull the paddle to regen 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going from 30, 25, 20, and now I'm going to squeeze the throttle. Very impressive. I think with this level of regen, I don't think you'd ever have to replace the brake pads. And it's very well screwed together. Nothing seems to squeak in it. I'm going to go back to 0. Yeah, and I'm going down a slight incline and I'm actually gaining speed. This thing is remarkable. I'm slowly really liking the car and getting past its looks. I don't know why the looks just don't do it for me, but I'm sure it's going to grow on me because it is so efficient and very comfortable. The seats are extremely comfortable. And I've got just a Tingwall ferry, the boat's not in. So let's go back out. It's very smooth. Right, let's go into the old sports mode. There we go, everything goes. Oh yes. Oh, the throttle is the throttle is very crisp, and it defaults to regen level 1. I'll put it back on 3 for this bend. So let's give it a bit of poke up this hill. Oh, yes, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, I see. Right, the speedo has changed to power percentage. I just stuck my foot down. It said 80, and I thought we're not doing 80 miles an hour, but it's power percentage. That's interesting. So, and the speed comes up in the middle. Right, I'm getting it now. 44 miles an hour digitally. But if I go back into eco mode, it gives the range in the middle, and then your speed on the outside. Nice, I like that. I think when Mrs. P drives this, I think she's not going to want to let it go. Very impressive. Well done, Hyundai. I'm sorry I was late to the party. And yeah, it's only taken me 2.5 years to get around to driving one of these since I was beaten in that race to Aberdeen. But what an impressive piece of kit. Yes, they cost more than the Leaf, but go for the SE spec. Heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, lots and lots of goodies. Driver only air conditioning, heating facility I can see there. Yeah, very impressive. Right, that concludes the test drive. Let's go back to the walk around of this Hyundai Ioniq. So welcome back from the test drive. So let's just have a quick look around the car. I've given it a quick wash. It needs a detailing, to be honest. We've got some very light stone chips on the front. We've got some of the matte grey coming off this plastic panel here. No chips to the windscreen. A few chips to the bonnet, which will easily touch in, which I will do. Alloys are really good. The Michelin cross climate tyres, there's about 3 to 4 mil on all 4 tyres, and they're all Michelins. No dents down the side whatsoever. The rear bumpers, a few really minor scuff marks, but again they will polish out. So you're seeing it, we're just after a quick wash today. That's a piece of fluff. Front near side alloy. Again, there's no scuffing on there at all. No locking wheel nuts on here, which is fine because I can't remember the last time I heard of anyone having their alloys pinched. Nice day running lights. So there we go. I really like this. It's really growing on me. It's here for sale. We can deliver UK wide, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.